It's that time. We are back again. I'm back again.
Hold on. You think you missed last week and you just can come back and
Did
just
you not? I was just about to give my
No.
apology, my official.
All right, I'd like to hear that.
I'm not really sorry for anything because I know the last video.
Yeah,
I'm mainly sorry for
there
the
it
quality of the last video.
Oh, you didn't even listen to it. You literally said this whole week. The past 2 weeks.
You guys deleted my TikTok that went absolutely viral.
No, it did not.
It was so
I love how Sherm started the podcast. People are still finishing eating, but whatever.
I still have half a pizza sitting over here.
Yeah, you did. You just didn't eat it, and you wouldn't let me have any for some reason.
You had like eight slices.
He offered.
Bro.
You said to pay him.
Yeah.
You just didn't want to pay him.
I said $1 for like half the pizza.
But Sherm, would you like to do the intro?
Yeah.
How about we go with Isaiah?
While he's still eating. All right.
Let's just make sure that no one like eats food, like all of us at once.
Yeah.
But what episode is this again?
9.
Welcome back to the 9th episode of Speaking Sporadically. I'm here, Jacob, with
Trey.
Devin.
Isaiah.
Who's still eating. It's May 9th, Tuesday, 2021.
Yeah.
And just to start, apologies from all of us. The past few weeks we've definitely missed.
Busy.
We've been behind. We've been busy, and I've been trying to get something going or trying to get people together, but it just
wasn't. Baby.
Yeah, it's busy. So
yeah, Devin had his graduation party, and then we have exams coming up and all of that.
And the school year's
track meets and all this. So
yeah,
it's a little busy time.
Track's heating up right now.
We're gonna try to film a lot. Pretty recently, and then post quite a bit, so we can hopefully catch up or whatever and keep grinding these out.
And then what we initially talked about is there's one night me and Devin did 2, and we posted it on that Wednesday. So I think we will, if we ever do that again, we'll save it. Unless we talk about a lot of current events, because I feel like the current event episodes you just have to post right out. But we will save those. Anyways.
For a week. So I guess the first thing we can get into is the draft. By the way, Sherm has been making some absurd comments about the draft.
I 100% know Trey will agree with me.
No. All right. To clarify, first, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I don't know if I've said this. Steelers fan, long time. All these guys are... Trey, you're Browns, right?
Yeah, I'm Browns.
And then Isaiah, you're Bengals, right?
Yes, sir.
And same with Jacob. Jacob is also Browns.
Bengals.
Or Bengals, sorry, that's what I meant.
Disrespect.
Okay, no eating.
So what was your claim?
Yeah. I'll just let him. You idiot. We told you not to eat. Eat before. Close
the box.
You were the
Close
whole...
it?
Yeah, you were the... What were you doing before? You were messing around on TikTok trying to make another viral video of yourself when you could be eating. Close it. Now make your absurd comment, because this whole part
First, a shout out to my drip. I got a Supreme shirt on right now.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, I'm sure the audience loves what you look like.
No.
Yeah.
And I just got a new car, so I'm feeling flashy as hell.
Okay, to clarify, his shirt right now is a Walmart button white t-shirt that I can see through right now. His Supreme logo is a piece of tape that apparently he ironed on, but honestly it looks like I could peel it off right now. Its color is terrible. His car outside, I thought my 7-year-old grandma pulled up with that thing. The tan Buick. Okay,
alright, are we going to get into
here.
your van? Oh my gosh, your van has more
It's
rust
not even
spots
mine.
than the chum bucket?
It's not even mine.
So what, you just don't have a vehicle then?
No, I don't really.
I just witnessed
You just ended that man
murder.
Gosh, well,
I'd just like to point out he didn't say anything about the Crocs because they're just fire. So
Crocs.
Just go on
Crocs
your
are
claim.
pretty
Just
nice.
go on
Oh, yeah,
your
the-
claim.
Stormtrooper.
I'll admit those white Crocs are pretty good.
They're elite.
But
They do look
in
fun.
my Anna shorts.
go on and just
Off-brand.
like the town.
So pretty much what I have to say here to the audience, to the people that I know that are going to agree with me here,
Which is no one.
Najee Harris pick by the Steelers was god awful. One of the worst I saw on day one. I turned off the TV and I went to bed after seeing that. I didn't know what to believe anymore.
Please explain to me why.
Running back is the most replaceable position in the league.
Yes.
So it's also the position that we need the most.
I'd rather fix an
Oh,
offensive line than
offensive
sign a
line?
running back.
You can't sign an offensive lineman that is good the first year. No rookie is ever good. Offensive lineman. Offensive line is all about experience. The best O lines are the oldest O lines.
Quentin Nelson,
Okay.
rookie year, just entered the
Just for
Jags.
example, the Bengals have been drafting first-round O-linemen top picks every single year, and their O-line
Injuries?
sucks every single. No, don't pull
No.
that injury crap.
How was 2019 first round pick Jahona Williams supposed to compete when he has a torn labrum? He was out the entire
It doesn't matter.
season.
It's still experience.
Quentin
okay?
Nelson, Tristan Wilfris last year.
Yes.
He was an athlete.
Yeah, they
It's
were
not like he
rookies.
just went
Yeah, they
to the
were.
Super.
Quentin Nelson wasn't a rookie last year.
His
Well,
rookie
his
year.
rookie
His
year,
rookie
he was
year.
phenomenal.
Oh,
Then
well,
Tristan Wirfs.
okay,
that's his name, right?
yeah.
That was 1 in a million, dude.
It's-
Also, at the 24th pick, name one good O-lineman that we could have got at the 24th pick.
What's the next alignment that was taken?
I don't know.
Say
You
it.
don't even know his name. That's the one thing.
I'm not
That's
the Pittsburgh
why.
Steelers GM.
It doesn't matter. No one knows who they are.
It's
'cause
just
there's-
that a running back is the least valuable position in the league.
But
That's why it's a bad pick.
it's a position we need the most. And how could we pass up on Najee Harris? He is the best running back, I would say, out of this draft class. The Alabama's running back.
I still think you could traded.
Travis Etienne is pretty good.
I still feel like you could have traded back to the beginning of the second round and got him.
I don't think so. I really would be
else
surprised.
would
No,
have picked
because
him?
right after is the Jaguars.
Yeah,
Right
but
after
I think
Steelers
the
picked Travis Etienne.
They still would have picked
I think
him.
the Jaguars.
I
With,
would-
would-
they
with
would-
Trevor Lawrence, you don't think they would have picked Travis
I think that's the
Etienne,
only
too?
reason they picked him because they had that.
They're so dumb.
yeah.
James Robinson was so good last year, and they picked Travis Etienne.
Now they have pretty much 3 good running backs, and I know for a fact James Robinson's his draft cap or his fantasy capital just plummeted.
Yeah.
If you have him on a dynasty team, you are not happy right now.
I was also surprised by and maybe I just wasn't educated enough, but the Jamar Chase 5 picks over Devontae Smith. I thought the Devontae Smith was the best receiver.
I
but
don't even.
guess
I
not.
really don't even think. Yeah, Jamar Chase was the best receiver, definitely. It's
Yeah,
hard
I
when
heard
they
he-
sit out a year.
Yeah, he
to
opted
make
out
a
of his last
really
year,
good
which
decision.
I don't know if that could be bad for him. Maybe he's not near as good. He took a whole year off of not playing football.
He was
That could
pretty good.
Yeah.
but that could hurt him.
I mean, his combine. I mean, you saw his combine workout, so you physically
I
saw
guess
what
that's
shape he
true.
was in. I mean, that was definitely juiced, but still,
Yeah.
he was in that shape and he did it still.
Yeah, that's still true. But I was just surprised because
I think part of him did sit out because he wanted to not lose his draft capital because he was already the locked number 1 wide receiver. Not so if he didn't play with Joe Burrow, maybe it went down because LSU obviously didn't have as good of
They were pretty
You know.
bad last year.
as good of a season as they did when they won the championship. But Devontae Smith, I really think he's just too light, too small to be.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's really good, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets bullied in the league.
Yeah.
I could see it going either way, honestly.
Because Justin Jefferson's really small too. He's still a
Yeah,
dog.
He's lanky though.
So is Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith is more lanky.
He
than
just-
him.
no, he is definitely not.
Devontae Smith probably has 3 inches on Justin Jefferson.
No,
Yes.
that's
does.
Caparone.
Just
No.
Jefferson's faster, though.
You look up Isaiah. You look up Justin Jefferson's height. I'll look up Devontae Smith height.
And look at their arm lengths.
That's with height.
You aren't
Yeah.
hearing the click of Devin's laptop because he was literally too lazy to get it and bring it down here. And I said, Devin, that is the most important aesthetic of the podcast is hearing
Oh, they're the
clicking,
same. I see it right
clacking.
here. Just they're both 6'1".
6'1".
6'1".
What's his arms? Might as well.
Yeah,
I
check
don't
his
know.
arms.
Devontae
It's
Smith's
it's
arms
gonna be
are
about the
slaying.
same.
33 Justin Jefferson.
How do you figure that out?
Just look up
Yeah, arm
stats.
length. Because they measure that at the combine. They measure your hands, your legs, your arm
6'1",
length.
202. He is.
Because mainly arm length is really important for O linemen.
You mean receivers?
Well,
Both.
both actually. It's more important for O linemen. That's what the point I was trying to make. But it also is important for receivers.
Yeah, I bet they're pretty similar.
With-
Wingspan,
They're both
arm
6'1".
length, 31 and 7/8. So basically 32 is
This one,
Devontae
33.
Smith.
So Justin
So,
Jefferson
got
was
an inch of
was
reach.
lankier.
What about
By
his
the
hands,
smallest bit, though.
All right, we're stop looking at it.
I think we just have to settle down and decide. I was right. You were wrong.
Hold on. What are we deciding that you're right on?
Lankiness, like how long your arms
Oh.
are and how reachful your body is.
I mean, I guess he has 1 inch on him.
I like it when Sher makes up new words. Reachful.
Reachful.
How reachful are you?
33 inches is my boy.
It's fine. Just proves our point. Najee Harris is an awful pick.
No,
Yeah.
that's not true, dude.
So bad.
I support
I
you, Devin.
highly doubt that. I don't.
So they were the 24th.
fourth.
Running back is one of the worst value picks in the first
Yeah.
round.
Okay, but there's
Change-
nothing. There's
change
no
my
one else
mind.
we could do.
Change my
There's
mind.
no
Draft
one else we
anyone
could
else.
draft,
Draft
and that's what we
anyone
need
else.
too. That's what we need.
Draft
and
anyone
also,
else.
Draft
even
a kicker.
even if we don't use
Yeah.
him,
Draft
please.
Evan McPherson.
no, even if we don't use him, he still has
Sarah
high
Fuller.
value.
Draft Sarah Fuller. Yes.
You know, someone did the math actually, and they calculated, and there's like, you know what? There's a 0.003% chance that I get drafted tonight, and he's just a random dude. Because technically, anyone can be drafted if they say your
Well,
name.
Not for the NFL draft. NFL draft you have to declare, but for the MLB draft, anyone can get drafted.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is. So
Okay.
MLB draft, because they have like 30 rounds, it is ridiculous. But literally, like Patrick Mahomes was already like signed to play college football somewhere, and he got drafted by the MLB. Kyler Murray got drafted in the first round by the MLB, and he was the first overall pick in the NFL draft. So anyone can get drafted by the MLB.
A lot of different athletes from other sports get drafted to the MLB too. I
Yeah.
see like
Football players, basketball players,
Yeah.
just about everyone.
I remember seeing a post like Colin Kaepernick, a bunch of guys got drafted.
Tom Brady
Yeah,
got drafted
Tom
for
Brady,
baseball.
a bunch of guys get drafted for baseball. I mean, it makes sense to draft quarterbacks and relief pitchers.
Yeah, or the,
Yeah, but everyone I see grades Najee Harris as a grade A for a pick, or A minus.
I don't know. I see
Probably
running
Steelers
back.
fans, diehard.com.
Yeah,
Oh,
going to the Super Bowl. Plus, did you guys just lose that one lineman?
James.
we lost. Yeah, we didn't
they
re-sign
lose
James Conner.
You lost that lineman too, didn't you? That the Ravens just signed.
Yeah,
What's his name?
because pretty much I can't remember his name, but he had a statement saying that it's healthier when an offense is able to run the ball, but they weren't able to run the ball with the Steelers. And
Yeah.
then he also dished on them. He said, it's all about the wide receivers trying to make the fame, making the TikToks and
Yeah,
all
he
that.
The Ravens team said this.
No,
No,
he went to the Ravens.
He
went to
left the
Ravens.
Steelers, went to the Ravens. I gotta watch what I say though. My uncle is a diehard Steelers fan,
Yes, sir.
and he's usually always disappointed on Sunday.
What is his name?
Well, it's wait. I just comprehended what you said. He is not disappointed on Sundays, dude. Whatever. It was a fine pick.
Yeah, I say that about the Bengals pick too.
I
I was team
think I
Chase
didn't
all the
love
way.
it. I didn't love it, but I don't think we could have done much better. There was nothing else better.
It was
Yeah.
Andrew Villanueva.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He left?
Yeah.
Gosh dang it! I really liked him.
WT Bird has his jersey.
Yeah, he
that's
does.
the code name for our boy.
Yeah.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
He's gonna lie. I love
He
that.
has-
He tried to buy.
has his
He
jersey.
tried. I think he tried to buy a Cam Hayward jersey, but it was from the DH gate, like that super off brand China. And that jersey came in. He's like, what the heck?
That is funny.
But it's like whatever, I guess. At least it's a Steelers jersey.
Yeah, and a starter at that.
Yeah.
because he
He's
had it for a
good.
couple
He's
years.
good.
Yeah, he was very good.
That
He's
is
gonna be good in the
tough.
Ravens, so
Yeah,
I'm surprised he went to the Ravens. That big of a rival, especially because he's a more experienced lineman.
well, yeah.
He even played in a few years ago when they were both really good and.
but hey, it's
Like-
Well,
fine.
yeah, we
They
talked
got-
about
dog
this. We
fights.
talked about this earlier in an earlier episode, but there was a Steelers player and a Browns player that the Bengals signed in free agency, Mike Hilton, and then
Larry Ogunjobi.
Ogunjobi, yeah, and they're gonna be like plugins. Like they're gonna play a lot on the Bengals and hopefully make a huge impact. I think the Bengals made a very good draft. I was team Chase all the way, and then we pretty much just went heavy offensive line, D line. Probably had like one of the heaviest draft classes you'll ever see. Had a steal of a pick in Tyler Shelvin. That was a late fourth round because we had 3 fourth-round picks, and that was our second or third fourth-round pick. And he's just a huge big nose tackle that you just sit on the goal line and no one is running into him. He's like 350 pounds and he has a little bit of footwork to it. It's like, oh my goodness. I mean, because normally, you can't take too high of a draft on him because he's only going to be able to play in, decently 1st and 10, specific, 3rd, 4th, and short situations, but can be a key weapon on your team to utilize.
But you guys didn't get Najee Harris.
Exactly.
How'd you guys have a good draft?
Exactly.
You guys thinking Najee Harris?
We honestly did not.
Joe Mixon's
He-
been dog the past couple of years.
And we
All
got,
I hear is hype about him every year. He's absolute dog
He's
water.
not.
I would
Yes,
say
he
dog.
is.
He's like average.
He's
but-
good.
Not really.
He's a top 10 running back in the
No,
NFL.
he is not.
Yes, he
No,
is.
he is
Name
not.
10 running backs that are better than him.
Alvin
Name-
Kamara, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, I would name is better than him.
No.
Yes,
Yes,
I
you
would.
could
Yes, I
not.
would.
Christian
McCaffrey,
McCaffrey.
Dalvin Cook.
Think-
Oh,
Think of, like, any running
starting to
back.
burn out of gas.
Think of any running
You
back,
cannot just
and
say
I would-
that.
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
Derrick Henry.
All right.
I would
that's-
take J.K. Dobbins over him.
No,
Yes,
that is
J.K.
probably
Dobbins.
the stupidest
Dude,
thing.
a
that-
rookie year, J.K. Dobbins, rookie
He
year.
also didn't get that many carries, honestly.
Yeah.
He split a lot of carries, especially if you have a running back as
Yeah.
QB. It kind of
We also have to realize Joe Mixon only played half the season this past year because he was injured.
and that half of the season was pathetic.
Yeah. Really
No,
well.
it
Clyde
isn't.
Edwards-Helaire.
That is disrespectful.
No, I would not say Clyde Edwards-Helaire is better than him.
Mm.
I don't think he's that good. He's
Again,
not that
for
good.
a rookie year, first season in the NFL, did pretty well
No, he didn't.
compared to Joe Mixon,
Besides-
who's been in the league like 5 years, and just like most Bengals players, done nothing, just a bunch of wasted potential. Like AJ Green, you guys ruined AJ Green. Oh my
Yes.
goodness!
He loved living in Cincinnati, and he had a great life.
Obviously not.
What
dude.
the? That's
He went to
That's
A-
the best possible comeback to not say. No, he
Yeah.
did not. He liked it
he
there.
liked Cincinnati.
He went to Arizona. That's a great place to live.
He's
Isn't it, boy,
old
in the
and hurt
desert?
now.
It's just like Cincinnati.
Yeah, he
He
wants to
could
live
have
in
been
the
so good.
He
He
was
was so
really
good.
good.
No,
Just
not really. He may have
I
had
can't-
one decent
I
season.
can't blame. I can't.
He
All
could have
right.
had God
I'm not
seasons, but
calling the plays for Cincinnati
I
Bengals
know.
to win playoff games. But it's
know.
kind of disrespectful in the past, like, what? They haven't won a playoff game in 30 years or something?
It's like 1992 or something. 1993 is the last time. you
Yeah,
won a
that's
playoff
that's
game.
painful. And we've been in the Bengals were in one Super Bowl against San Francisco.
Got blown out. Got,
Yeah.
I think they've been in two. I think they've been in two.
I think they've been in two.
You
We
lost-
They
played
lost
San
them, though.
Francisco
Both
both
times.
both
Yeah, I was
times.
gonna say
That was the
Guess
good
what
old
happened?
Anthony Munoz
We
era.
got murked.
bold prediction here.
Because Anthony Munoz could only do so much. He was.
Oh, yeah. He was good. He was
he's
good.
Yeah, I would say top 5 lineman of all time. He's unreal.
I'd say at
Probably
least
fair.
top 3.
Yeah.
He's so
fair.
good.
But anyways, we got the Michigan running back who may be questionable to draft a guy that missed an entire year because of failed academic performance. But that's just the University of Michigan for you. So I don't know what you're going to do about that.
good thing he's not learning in the NFL or doesn't have grades in the NFL.
Yeah. Did you
that-
see the thing about Justin Fields in the aptitude test?
Oh yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah.
So like a good aptitude test score is 100, and like aptitude test is just like how smart you are. So like you could recall plays or you could like learn the playbook really quick. Good score is like 100. It's like really good. And Patrick Mahomes got like a 110. Justin Fields scored a 130, and it was like the highest in
wow.
his class
Yeah.
easily.
Highest out of 6,500 players that have taken it in the
They
NFL
said
so far.
Bears head coach was when they were interviewing him, because they obviously drafted him. They'd ask him to recall plays, and he'd do it like easily, like he knew their
Yeah.
entire playbook and everything already.
Just crazy with like the rumors and stuff you saw swirling around about him pre-draft.
He felt like
Yeah.
they were talking about him being like the 4th best quarterback in that draft out of nowhere. Once the draft like started, I guess.
remember watching the national championship game, Arno's, the Clemson versus Ohio State game, and they were pretty much showing the graphics of T-Law in a Jags jersey, and then pretty much Justin Fields locked up in a Jets jersey, and then all of that just changed so fast.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't know. He might just be like all the Ohio State quarterbacks that go to the NFL. They're always busts.
I saw a funny Venn diagram. It was the Chicago Bears having a terrible reputation of raising and having good young quarterbacks. Then it was the same thing on the other side with the Ohio. Then that little sliver where they met in the middle was like the 1 in a million chance that Justin
Yeah.
Fields is good.
It's. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Browns had a good draft though, right?
Mm-hmm. They had a great draft. Jesus, they got Greg Newsome with the 26th pick, which I
Yeah.
really like that pick. He was really good.
Who's the guy that had the heart problem coming into the draft?
JOK. It's like Jeremiah something.
Okasharwa.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
even gonna pronounce it. That
Pretty-
was a steal.
yeah,
that was
pretty
a
cool name.
steal in the 2nd round or 3rd round. That was a great pick, but Yeah, they came out after they had heart problems, but I don't know if it was true or not. I've seen stuff that it is true, and I've seen stuff that isn't. But
I've seen stuff that he just had corona.
yeah, they say it's
So
not
that
that
was
big of a
pretty
deal
much
even
it.
if he does. So
Yeah, they just saw my wallpaper on my phone. It's a Joey B. Next
No,
to
what I saw was not a timer, so I
Shave.
freaked out.
Imagine if this wasn't recorded. That would be tough.
That would have
Yeah.
been embarrassing.
We're kind of on a time crunch. It's already 8:30 at night. We just finished up a little band
On a-
concert, so
on
we're
a-
trying to grind
yeah.
out a
Yeah.
couple.
I'm surprised that's never happened to us. We sit here and
Yeah.
talk for this long and realize we're not recording.
But unless it's like our last episode where we tried to start it a bunch of times, but never could actually post it.
For reasons we cannot describe.
Yeah, Sherm wasn't here, but it was funny.
Yeah, stuff always goes wrong when I'm not here, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
stop
probably
talking.
had our best episode last week. Honestly, not gonna
It
lie.
was good.
it was nice. It was nice.
I made an awesome episode in the trainer's room.
I talked about that. I talked
Oh,
about that.
you
I think.
did? You did?
Didn't I? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah.
Yeah, because we thought we found it, but it was something
Yeah.
else.
Oh, darn. I would have honestly let you guys post it. It was pretty funny.
What did you even say? I'm pretty sure I just said like help.
I mean, it was
I'm in
honestly
the
something
dark.
pretty stupid. I was like, day 135, trapped in the trainer's room. Devin and Nick trapped me in here, and they shut the door and turned off the lights. This game ready is cold.
This-
I pretty much took like 2 minutes
like-
before each word.
Like right before he dies, Jacob's log, number 3. I miss the warmth of human companionship.
I haven't seen the light of the sun in
So
years.
cold, and it's not the ice on my legs.
It's so lonely in here. I wonder when Ryan will have to come back.
Day 4. Turns out I found the remote, so I'm watching Disney now. It's pretty good.
Oh no, Cap! I watched like 3 episodes of WandaVision over that week that I was out
I'm sure.
with injury.
But this past week, me and Jacob were talking about. I guess Isaiah was there too. We were talking about how like, I guess human. Why are you making that face? We were talking about how humans like affected the environment. Like remember when we were talking about like cows, and how we were like,
Yes.
how, like I forget how the conversation went.
It's not clicking for me yet.
Yeah, we were basically talking about how like humans, how you always said that humans genetically engineered cows to be this way, when I said it's natural that they're this way usually.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
I think it started with chickens. I was commenting on the
Yes.
frequency that
Yes.
chickens go through their menstrual cycle
They
and
lay
lay eggs.
eggs.
And I think the natural chicken years and years ago didn't lay them that often. I would say it's more of a natural menstrual cycle. I don't know. That's just thought I heard that somewhere in a YouTube video or something. And then through, organized farming and industrial farming, chickens had begun to lay eggs more frequent, more often. Because we use it all the time. What did that all originate from? Because one of our friends made a bet that he could go vegan.
Yeah,
Or
that
we-
might have been. Was that it? I don't really remember. I don't think I was in the beginning of the conversation. I just heard you talking to Isaiah, and then I jumped in. And I'm like, well, that might be natural that we do that, and it's
what?
not harmful. But
I
actually,
was just looking up. Yeah.
Actually, before I forget, I'm gonna switch topics so we can go back to this. The Logan Paul Merriweather, you guys.
Devin just took the
yeah,
gears,
yeah.
just grind them until you find them, boy.
So first of all, I made a bet with a friend, another track friend. I bet on Logan. Honestly, we could talk about quite a bit of this. Logan Paul versus Merriweather. Obviously, Merriweather, one of the greatest boxers of all time. Logan Paul, YouTuber, has a really big podcast. They're gonna fight.
He's
I'm-
a dog.
They're yeah. But I bet on Logan, and we even looked at, and my friend betted on Merriweather, obviously. But we were looking it up like, well, this isn't really fair because in real betting there's odds. So we looked up the odds, and I think we found that it was at 2.5 to 1. So we made a bet like, okay, if I win, you give me 25. If you win, I'll give you 10. And so I took the deal. Even though I think Merriweather will probably win, I just couldn't pass up on those
Yeah.
odds. I have $10 on the line. He has 25.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
confident too. He was like, "Fine, I'll double it. I don't even care."
I honestly think Adam's our bad friend.
His name is Adam, but
Adam, we're actually thinking about
Oh, yeah, we might
having
get
him
him
on
on,
the pod because
he's
he is We don't want to dive too much into it, obviously, because he'll talk about it. We'll talk about it that day.
Isaiah's face.
I'm very excited to have him on the
But
pod.
he is very educated in golf, so
we thought
it might be cool to have him talk about
Because
that.
me and Jacob and I guess all of us really play some golf.
Yeah.
Adam's a scrub at golf.
He'll
It depends.
Can't hit a ball to save his
in high
life.
intensity situations.
Yeah.
we'll
Or putt-putt.
Well-
He is rotten at putt-putt. I'm not even gonna lie. He's rotten.
Because putt-putt balls, you can't use your Pro V1s. You
Yeah,
gotta use the
you
one they
can't.
supply, and they're these
Exactly.
dog water hollow Nerf gun balls. What
No.
am I hitting around?
No, he brought his own gloves when he went.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he brought his own gloves. He didn't use the ones.
no.
I could see Adam lining it up now. There's a bridge in the center. I may use the pitching wedge here. I got to get
It
it
looks
over
like that green has a 2
Dude, he was
degrees
going
slide.
sweat mode. He went sweat mode. He still lost, but
But anyway,
Yeah,
so,
I think we'll have to let him defend himself on that when he's on.
he probably won't. He'll admit he's bad. He always says it. He always says it.
But anyway, so we made the bet, and then we also had another argument with the track kid, and I think this is kind of related, but Jake Paul and how this was kind of like a while ago after he beat Ben Askren or whatever.
Yeah.
I think Jake Paul is a dog. I think he classifies as a dog, and then he
So
was
Logan's the one fighting
Mayweather.
Floyd. Okay.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather.
Okay, yeah, I got that.
But
clear.
also another thing was, did you guys see his Floyd versus Logan the press conference?
See Jake take his hat.
Yeah,
or whatever?
Jake took his hat.
Jake is a genius because I'll tell you all I know. He is a genius. So what he did obviously is during the whole press conference he was chirping at Floyd or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He goes up on stage. He unties Floyd's shoe. So he's just sitting there with an untied shoe. And then they go after the press conference. They're talking. Jake grabs his hat and goes, "Got your hat," and runs away. And then all of Floyd's security and Floyd goes after him. He's like, "Don't disrespect me like that." They all start fighting him and they're punching, throwing fists. So it comes out there was like a bunch of punches. Like it was a pretty big fight. At the end of it, Jake Paul is banned from the event. He cannot go watch his brother.
Yeah.
And Logan's like, "Yeah, you're gonna.
I
What are you
remember
gonna
I
do?"
saw the phone call.
Yeah, he's like, "What are you gonna do? You're banned from my event." He goes, "I don't care, man. I don't care." And he's like, "What about me? I
Yeah,
kind
I
of wanted you to
remember
be
that.
there." And he's like, "Well, sorry." But immediately after he took his gotcha hat, as soon as he was on the plane back home, he changed his Twitter handle to gotcha hat. Instead of Jake Paul, gotcha hat. 5 minutes later, made gotcha hat merch and started selling it. It blew up.
no.
We were
Gosh.
talking about Jake Paul is hilarious.
Yeah.
You can hate him obviously for just
Boxing.
for him and who he is and what he's
Yeah.
done,
He
but
made a lot of money.
he is a
Yes.
genius and he's hilarious. He knows
If you
how to
have
get
enough,
people fired
if you have
up.
enough eyes on you, bro, you can do so.
And he knows
much
how to
with it.
control it. Like
Yeah.
that merch blew up. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Immediately, his name was so if he commented or posted anything on Twitter, it would say "Gotcha Hat," and then he made Gotcha Hat merch, which flew off the shelves, and it was really funny.
It was the same thing with the presidential debate when Biden said, "Would you shut up, man?" And
Oh,
then you start
yeah.
seeing that merch fly everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, but I saw Jake and Logan. They were in their private jet, and then Logan was wearing a hat. And Jake went up and took his hat.
Gotcha
Oh,
hat.
that's hilarious. Got your hat.
So funny. But
That is
I
pretty
think
funny.
I don't know. I think it'll be a good fight.
I don't
Oh.
know. I mean, Logan has the weight and the arm
Yeah,
length
we've
on
talked
him,
about this all the time.
but I just think that the boxing experience that Floyd has, being able to predict, see patterns, and understand movements, and like pretty much see a punch coming from,
Yeah.
seconds before it happens, will just bring him through the fight.
But Merriweather definitely has the better boxing technique and skills. But then, like you said, Jake Paul, I think they did it. He has like an extra 3 inches of reach
Yeah.
each hand. He has like 40 pounds on him, which in
Apparently,
boxing,
that's 1 inch doesn't
Who's
matter.
faster?
That's true. Probably
Floyd's gonna be
Floyd.
way
That's what
faster,
I'm
bro.
saying.
Probably.
I think that's gonna be the deciding factor there.
Floyd's gonna
If
be
you're
able
fast and you can predict,
Floyd's
yeah.
going to be able to
That's
run
it.
from one side of the rink to the other before Logan gets
Except
to
he's
one
getting up
side.
there in age, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
44,
getting old.
45.
He hasn't trained
It'll
like
make it
hard in a while. He's
way
just
more
starting to kick it
impressive
into
when he-
gear, and he has like Logan has like 40 pounds on him, which is a lot
Yeah.
in boxing. Like that's why they have weight classes.
It's
and
really
weight
going to come
divisions.
down to landing a solid shot.
Right.
I mean, if he does.
If
I
Logan
can see-
lands a solid,
yeah.
he's like, it's a meme that he always punches with his left hand because apparently he only uses his left hand. But if he lands a solid like left jab or left
Yeah.
hook,
They can.
I don't know, but I don't know.
Floyd's going to know how to position himself for
Right.
safety,
And he's known as
gonna
one of the
do.
best defensive boxers.
Yeah.
Well, he probably is the best defensive boxer. But I think it'll be a good fight. Hopefully, I got $25
I
coming
don't know.
my
I
way,
watched
but-
a little bit of Mike Tyson talk to it, and that's where I'm getting a lot of this stuff from. Like the pros of Floyd and Mike Tyson. He was going ham. He was like, there is no way, no physical chance that Floyd loses this fight. That's pretty much what he said. I love Mike Tyson. Did I show you that video? Like one of my favorite
Yep,
quotes.
Yeah.
yes.
Yes,
We
did.
replayed it. We had a
can't
scout.
really-
We had a
So good.
scouting
Yeah.
camp out, which actually we got a lot of stories that we could
Yeah,
talk about
dude,
probably
honestly.
from that.
We were thinking about
Those
that
are
was
great
another
stories.
reason that we couldn't make a pod. We that was a full weekend that we did a scouting camp out, which awesome. I mean, so worth
Yeah,
it.
but we were talking about doing a pod that night or something like if we wanted. We never turned it up. But what were we talking about before?
I don't know. You have to find out in a couple
No,
seconds.
not in 5 minutes.
All right, so every time Isaiah like stutters or like loses his sense of thought, it's because he's been messing around with this pen. That's like a maze.
Dude, it's so cool. It's a
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
pen,
yeah,
and the
rock
inside is
pretty
kind of
good.
hollowed out, except for the cylinder in the middle that has the ink, right? But like then the outside of it, well, the you know,
It's
what
like
I
a
mean?
maze.
Yeah.
It's like a
It's a
shell,
maze.
and then
It's
the inside is a maze, and there's two like little ball bearings, and I just finally got them from one side to the other. They're both
Yeah,
down
it's
here.
like one of those leaning mazes.
And
that you
honestly,
definitely-
yeah.
it's probably the proudest moment of my life. I've been working on it for 30 minutes.
But like we were saying when I was
did this-
saying no, we were just talking about that video that Sherm played on repeat, the camping trip. He would just constantly play it, and I don't know it as well as you do, but it's just Mike Tyson.
pretty
going
much, it's
like-
just this really like pretty famous,
yeah, it's
pretty well known quote or little
it's
thing.
a clip, yeah.
Yeah, I can't say it perfectly, but pretty much I'm not standing up to say the quote. Just need to readjust my chair. But pretty much
I don't know if you were getting really pumped for it.
Mike
like
Tyson-
standing up, like yeah.
I will.
Sit down.
No, sit down. But Mike Tyson wins this fight, right? Okay, now that's not how
Isaiah's just wiping this table right here.
he spilled water everywhere.
I did nothing. I think you got it all wet.
that was
when you
Trey.
flipped. No, that was you when you flipped it right here.
Some on the ground too. But anyways, Mike Tyson wins this fight, and the reporter comes up to him and he's like, "Hey, Mike, how does it feel that you trained for this fight and it only lasted 10 seconds?" Mike grabs the microphone and he's like, "You know what? I didn't really train that much for this fight. My best friend, I just lost him. I buried his body 2 weeks ago, and I didn't train very much." And then
Well, you got to do it with his lisp.
but
My friend died again, and I just buried him last week.
that was actually really good.
I know.
But then this like snap of a finger, something just triggers in his mind, and he goes, "'Cause I'm the most ruthless ever. I'm a stone cold killer." He's
He
like,
just
"My
starts going
offense
ham.
is impregnable."
And
What
he
is it?
starts
What is
going
it?
ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "My offense is impregnable,"
My
and then he
defense
really
is
goes ham. He's like,
impeccable.
"I will rip your heart out. I want to eat your children." And he just goes off,
The reporter's just like, okay.
almost trying to take the microphone back, and he won't let him have
Well, I'd be
it.
terrified to take a microphone back from him.
Yeah,
Are you kidding?
after he just
He's
said
like,
he
you can
your
have it, you can
kids.
eat it, you can do whatever you want with that thing. I don't want it back.
Don't eat my kids.
Yeah, let me keep my children, please.
But that's kind of like, in my mind, that's his famous quote: is, "I am the most ruthless ever."
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
Not to eat your kids.
that's
Mike
terrifying.
Tyson is a dog.
But
That's fact.
I don't know the legitimacy of this, but I've always I watched somewhere that he was like pretty much psychologically trained to like I said, like at the snap of a finger, be able to like, you're in the mode, now you're in training mode, you're in fighting mode, now you're in the ring, you're in like kill the man in front of you, it's time to box mode. Because boxing is a pretty lethal sport.
Boxing is probably, I think it's honestly like one of like the hardest sports. Like, I guess that's a loaded statement.
It's a very physically demanding sport, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could
it's-
never get behind boxing due to just the damage to your head.
Yeah.
It's like Floyd Mayweather, he can't even read.
Right.
Not specifically because of boxing, but
Look at Mike Tyson. He's
He
not
can't read.
completely straight all the
Yeah.
time either.
yeah, that is tough. The famous fight where Mike Tyson bit the guy's ear off. My dad was at that fight. He
I heard
was
about
he was
this.
there, so he witnessed it.
It's actually crazy.
That-
Witnessed the guy
that'd be
bite his ear,
cool.
and like people say it's one of the most famous boxing matches
Of all time.
of
Yeah.
all time
That was
in Las Vegas. So that's pretty cool.
psychotic.
I couldn't imagine. It's because he kept like headbutting him or something. doing something illegal, maybe like an illegal elbow, and Mike was like, "Yeah, I'm done with this. Time to
Don't
set
bite-
this guy straight."
Don't
Nom
bite
nom
the
on the
man's
ear.
off.
Because they always do that thing where they both get tired
They
and
get
they kind of
tired
like
and they
hug
lean
each
on
other
each
and they
other,
lean on each
yeah.
other. So they were doing that for like 10 seconds, and all of a sudden, oh, he bites his ear off. It's gone. I don't know.
That's awful.
Yeah, I don't know the name of the guy he bit the ear off of, but
All right,
that's crazy.
Sorry if my chair is creaking. I'm trying not to, but if I wanted to.
Yeah, you just like winced
that's
really
nothing.
bad, and I didn't know. If,
Yeah, because I leaned back and
Oh,
I
that
made a
was
loud
painful.
I made a loud creak, and I was like,
well, I thought you were about to crap your pants
Oh,
because you winced really bad. You're like, oh.
no. But do we want to ask?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
time for that
Trey the
segment.
we have a
question.
very interesting question for Trey.
Yeah, so I know me and Jacob have talked about this before. I think it was like a year or two ago on the bus to a football game. Sherm asked me this, and I know he's
Well,
asked
yeah,
Isaiah
it initially
this,
got
and we
we've
resparked
talked
because
about it.
me and Isaiah were just biking, and we kind of had the conversation for a while.
Right.
And honestly, I can talk about this a little later, but a neighbor of mine, we've talked about something like this and like what we would do and how it's actually like kind of a dream. But we'll first ask Trey. So the question is, what would you do if everyone in the world disappeared? Or if you were alone in the world?
You woke up one day, completely normal day. It's like a Thursday.
Yeah,
You woke up to go to school. No one anywhere.
no
Everything,
one's,
no one
just
is gone.
everyone's
It's just
gone.
you.
and it happened at like 2 a.m, so you're not gonna see massive rats.
Yeah.
What's your
all
first?
the time.
What's your first move?
Like run
And
us
then we
through-
have
run
a
us
we
through
have a
your morning.
variation after we talk about this.
Yeah.
Run us
yeah.
through your morning.
There's
So
a
it's
little
really just
variation I
so
have.
it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, completely dark out.
Yeah, you don't realize. You just wake
yeah,
up and
because you were
everyone's
asleep,
gone.
right? So you don't know.
Everyone's gone.
Well, if I don't realize anything, I'll probably go back to bed. I'll wake up in the morning, be like,
Yeah, I don't know why you guys said that.
Yeah.
That's so bad. Like
You
you,
don't-
you just wake up. There's like 4 people sitting in your room every day. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
Just you wait. Okay.
What encouraged that he was awake at 2 a.m?
Yeah.
I
Your
didn't
alarm.
derive
Your
that.
alarm goes
You
off.
just wake up in the morning and everyone's gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Basically.
Yes.
I'd probably
yes.
get up. I'd be like, where's my parents?
Right.
So I'll text them probably. And I'll probably, yeah. And then I'll probably be like, oh, they're probably gone or whatever. So I'd probably sit there for an hour or two. I'll get my phone,
But
see.
you have school.
True. We never specified it was school day,
Yeah,
summer.
he said Thursday.
An average day.
Thursday?
Average.
What you
All right,
usually
so
do?
I'd get ready for school. Realize the Gassens didn't come to my house to carpool to Upper Valley.
Yeah.
So I text them. See, they didn't text me. I'd be like, all right, I'll just go by myself. Probably go to school. See absolutely no one there. Be like,
Must be a holiday.
yeah, is this a holiday? Is this a holiday?
But you're
So-
also seeing like
There's
you
no
drive
cars.
all the way there.
Yeah,
you
I drove all
never
the way on.
pass a car.
I drive
Yeah,
on
it's
interstate
empty.
too, so I'll be like,
Yeah, it's
pass a
completely
single
empty.
car. After that, like, what would you do?
That's the
National
question
emergency.
that we got
That's
into, and you could talk about for hours.
Yeah.
Like, so
Like
let's
Isaiah
say
started getting really deep into
Yeah,
it.
so
And
what
let's
I
say-
said was I turn on the TV immediately because if like okay I don't see anybody ever or like around me.
Yeah.
If I turn on the TV and find like national news and no one's on it, like the stuff that's on 24/7 and just
Like,
there's no person
live
even
stuff,
up there.
yeah.
Yeah,
like,
at that point, I'd
I'd
be on my phone looking up stuff, or I'd be like,
trying to figure out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because then you know definitively like how big an issue it might be if it is an issue.
yeah.
Right then and there.
But
So-
now let's say at this point you figured out you're alone in the world. Like some
No, that's
message
too
from
soon. That's
God.
too soon
No,
to
too
do
soon.
there.
All right, I guess.
Oh, because he asked me a really interesting question about
Well, I'll ask him that later. But
Okay.
Here, Trey, you're on the interstate. All right. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Say you're on the interstate. You make it all the way there. You start checking your phone. You're not really seeing anything. No new Instagram, Twitter posts. What's your next move?
Honest, like what? Drive around, be like, is anyone anywhere? Or at that point, I'd probably go home. Like I turn around and go home, be like,
Yeah.
That's what I would start looking for people.
yeah, I'd
and
be
see,
like,
figure out
what
what's
is
up.
I'd probably drive to Larmy, go in Larmy, probably knock on one of my friends' doors, like just knock on their door, be
Right.
like, is anyone
where
still
you at?
here?
Yeah.
Like what is happening?
say it's been a week and you haven't found anybody. A week of like going out, like coming back to your house each day, like going out
Like,
different
trying to
directions,
find-
looking around, and you don't find anybody. What do you
Probably
do?
for a day or two. I'd probably not gonna lie. I'd probably screw around and do something really stupid.
Yeah.
no one's.
Yeah.
So
no one's
basically-
around.
So basically, at this point, you figured out for some reason that everyone is like gone.
Yeah.
Like, but all stores are unlocked. So like,
You've established your home base.
just to make it easier, all stores are unlocked. You
Even
can
if they
go
were,
in
you
anywhere.
could just break away.
Exactly,
At
that's
that
what I'm
point.
saying.
Who's gonna arrest you?
Just to make it easy, everything is unlocked and you can go to whatever.
right.
What would you do then?
What time frame do you start looting?
Yeah. Like, how early till you just start
Literally,
taking stuff?
Couple days, honestly.
Honestly,
Like,
on first
maybe-
day. Once I figure out if
like-
I'm alone in the world, I'm walking into the the closest grocery store and just start taking all
I'm
the
fueling
goods.
up on gas, bro.
Gas.
Yeah.
But then again, like a weird
How are
thing
you
to think
turning
about.
pumps on?
Yeah.
Credit cards?
Well, they might still be
Just
on.
go behind the pump like you pay in cash and they just activate it.
Yeah.
But
what
then
if you
again,
need,
like,
security pin?
That stuff-
Electricity could be out and
You
everything.
think about it,
yeah.
like that stuff really doesn't have value anymore. Like gas, if it's just you.
Well,
you
It
have
still has a
plenty.
lot of
get
value
places.
for transportation.
Yeah,
for
but
car.
it's plentiful now because like value is based on obviously supply and demand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you
That's true,
when
it's
it's
not
just
very
you, when
emergent.
you have just you and
Yeah.
you have the whole world's supply.
But still, at some point, electricity can shut off
Right,
any
that
of
stuff
that.
will
You,
There's a
soon
you
sense
lose
that
access.
it's not that plentiful because you can't readily
I mean, you could.
make it yourself.
At that point, you could just go house to house. Most people have gas cans in their garage. You just open their garage and
That's true.
go inside, grab their
People
gas
just-
can.
Like, I guess we talked about this a little bit. Like, if people disappeared with everything that's on them, like, if it's in the middle of the night, wallets are going to be everywhere.
yeah.
So even if
could
you
walk
can
into
only
a-
use, like, a credit card, you have a whole town's worth of credit cards
right.
to use until the electricity
world.
goes out.
Yeah, and that's another thing where like
Yeah.
you could go in and like start taking people. Like, well, that's what I would do. I would go into people's house and just be like,
All right.
there's a PS5. I'll take that for the day. Or
Dog?
They have,
Mine?
yeah, they have a dog. Oh, they have a cool boat. Looks like I'm going boating today. You know, I think it'd be fun. But
Yeah, so, like, what kind
Maybe
of...
for like a
Yeah.
week.
I
yeah.
think you
But-
definitely took a more, I don't know, what you
Yeah.
want to say, like greedy, diabolical
I
approach
guess.
to
But
it.
what else you can do? You're alone
Well,
in the
I
world.
remember when
you
I
have all. You think
so,
about it.
when I
You
was
have all
first
the
got-
world's resources.
When I was first, but yeah, I think when me and Isaiah talked about it, we more went through it that like it was all like organic and natural. Like nothing really ever told you that no one was gone. So he like made a systematic process of
Oh,
going
yeah.
out on hunts. So he took his dogs, his family's dogs, got a school bus, loaded that thing up with supplies, and he's like, so he would go like 10
and
degrees, like
search for people.
5-degree compass this way. The
Yep.
next day, come back to home base and then search for people.
I'd say at that point, you just keep traveling the entire world and see if you find people.
Well,
Yeah.
see, the thing I did after that, so what I said was...
Yeah, he said something.
I
really
go
smart.
a few like you said, a few degrees on the compass and I just keep coming back to the same spot. I mean, a reliable spot. It didn't have to be my house as long as there's like a hub, probably like a store or something like that, a supply market. But then once I completed that, if I didn't find anybody, I'd gun it for the nearest national border.
Yeah.
If anybody would find you or see you, it would be trying to cross a national border.
Right.
Or I said, because I mean, national border is closer technically from us to Canada than we are to DC. I said, or knock on the White House. If no one answers when I try to knock on the White House, I'm
or
alone.
if nothing happens when you, nothing happens when you go to try
try to,
knock
like,
on
open
the door.
open the
you
gate.
hop the fence and nothing happens. No
That-
one's home.
I'm alone.
Yeah,
That's like the
that's
most
right.
secured place.
But that is smart to go to a border because it could just
Yeah.
be a national thing.
That's what I'm saying. So I'd probably, just because it's closer, I'd probably check a border because the chances of both countries.
If you
having
know
surveillance,
if you know
somebody
both
watching-
countries is, then it's the whole world. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus,
You
you
can
could just
start
go live in
ruling stuff
Canada.
out.
Canada's pretty nice.
They got mooses.
And it's
Be
not
cold.
that nice without the nice people.
Yeah, I
the
know.
weather's kind of
Their
crap.
weather's awful.
But
It's just the vibes, man.
But I guess this kind of relates to what I was talking about, how I'm my neighbor. But we usually talk about it. We talk about zombie apocalypse. We were like, honestly, if there was,
Such
if,
a good conversation.
if there could be a zombie apocalypse, but like if we died, we just go back to normal, or like we couldn't die or whatever. Absolute dream. We would love to just go ham. Like everyone else in the world disappears, or mainly it's like scarce. So there's a few months after the apocalypse happens. So there's only groups.
Okay.
Me and him.
Yeah,
me and
if
him.
like 80% of the world population just died, that'd be sick.
Well,
bro.
okay, but don't think of it as more of like.
Thanos over here.
Think of it as more as like you get inserted into a video game, and if
Yeah,
you die,
yeah.
if you die, you just come back to real life,
Give it respawn.
kind of,
Just
but not
keep
really
inventory
respawn.
on.
It's just once you die, you're done. But we would absolutely love that. We talk about it all the time. Absolute dream. We would just go out the doors. We would first grab all the guns we can. We know a few people with cool vehicles that we would go take. Like my grandpa's Corvette. He's got a nice truck. Or we know someone with a nice truck. We would grab... No, not your dumb 60-year-old grandma called Jacob. We'd go around, grab all the guns and all the supplies, throw it in the back, drive around Hall. We would mod our cars, like tape different swords and saws to the front so we could just drive through them. Just go around bashing the crap out of zombies and just pumping them full lead. That'd
So
be so
basically,
fun.
you want to do Zombieland, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just like the movie, just
But
them
with
screwing
no,
around.
was thinking
kind of with
about
no
that
like
zombie
risk. Like obviously, if we die, we just come back to real life. Because obviously, we don't want to kill half the population for real and possibly put ourselves into a very dangerous
Yeah.
situation. But we just think doing that for a while and just looting all the stores you want, just
doing
breaking
whatever.
whatever, that'd be so fun. Which is kind of the similar to this.
Yeah.
Basically, there's no laws. It's a
Yeah.
But
post-apocalyptic
here's my
world
question.
with no laws. Kind of like,
Like,
yeah,
but-
No, the purge would be awful.
I would not do anything during the purge. I would hide.
yeah, I'd,
Oh, I would hide in a hole. I would probably cry multiple times.
yeah. I mean,
Once I heard that siren, I'm shutting down.
yeah. Good
Still,
thing we
do you-
don't do that.
So do you think like I don't think the town of Fort Laramie would do what like happens in the movie. Do you think people in Fort Laramie
I
would
hope
like
no
go
one in the
absolute-
world would do that.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. If you
Yeah,
go to
I
like
know.
Chicago or something, or like
Chicago's-
some back.
There-
I-
Think they would have
yeah,
a
that's true.
purge?
There would be.
no,
I
like
think-
no, like not that they would have. Of course, no one would have it, but like if it did happen, I could see like it could be pretty dangerous going out in like Detroit, Chicago.
Oh, very.
Yeah.
I think it's underrated,
I was gonna
like
say
in the
Detroit.
movies, how much fire there is. Because like you're allowed to catch things on fire, right?
But like everything.
But if it happened in real life, everything would catch on fire.
that's
Like
true.
entire cities would burn down.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good, especially in some places.
Yeah.
I feel like around here, people would be pretty
I don't think anyone would
smart.
do
and-
anything.
yeah, no, would be like, obviously
like,
we don't
why
want to
would
go and kill
We'd probably make a
anybody.
barrier around the town, just protect our
Probably.
own.
Yeah, we'd probably be like, you know, we're not gonna do this, guys, and everyone would be like, yeah.
I don't know, but
until
But some places,
you don't wanna get
But I
into
mean,
it,
we
but-
say that, and then I can just go in store in Laramie, steal it. What are they gonna do? They
The whole store. This is
just,
mine
no,
now.
just whatever I
steal the
want.
Sorry.
property rights. I own this now.
Mine.
But a different version, we backed again with everyone disagreeing.
Oh,
with
yeah,
the word.
yeah.
The different version that I think me and Jacob talked about is, let's say you're with your friends. Like, let's say you were with, I don't know, a dozen or 5 or whatever, a few of your best friends. How would that change? And let's say you guys knew you were alone. It was just you.
That would just be us doing whatever, just having the time.
That
of
would
our
be
lives.
sick.
Yeah.
That would
It
be
would-
so fun.
It would change drastically.
Yeah, because obviously if
Yeah.
you're alone, that would
That's
suck
different.
pretty soon.
Yeah.
It would just you
It would
alone.
change
You'd
from
get
you,
so
like-
lonely. You would break down mentally. You'd go psychotic.
Well, that's why I
pretty
said
soon.
I'm a sucker for like animals, but that's what like the main reason I would bring a dog.
Right, you need
right?
something.
Something to talk to, or something to take care
Interact with just
Yeah.
anything.
Stop.
of.
But yeah, some other.
Yeah, you
being
need
with
some
you.
sort of like social interaction.
Or else you would be surprised. I think how fast people would snap.
I said
Yeah.
because
Give
when
it
we
2
when we talked
weeks.
about it, you brought
Not
up the
even, I
notion,
don't
or maybe
think.
I asked if like, did the animals disappear too? If the animals disappeared as well, I wouldn't even like make any effort after like 1 week.
This is
Probably
when
I,
I
I
started.
wouldn't
just
travel. I wouldn't do anything
It
at
would
all.
just suck.
This is when I started really pushing Isaiah and like my provocative questions. I kind of started asking like, what point would you start going house to house and trying to like save animals? Because you know there's going to be animals that aren't going to
Yeah.
get fed and they're going to die. And he is a lover for animals.
If I really like realized, I mean, I at first, like trying to be realistic, at first I would definitely like try like go to places that I know have animals and stuff like that.
Would you
But,
save my
like-
dog?
Yeah, I would save your dog. Your dog's really
That's
it's
the
a
first
cute
thing
dog.
I'm killing. Oh my.
but
So
like and then like I said like of course I'd like go to all the places that I know have dogs, like all the houses, families I know that have dogs. But then he's like
Then I hit him with the
Pets-
whammy. I'm
a
like,
pet store.
what about PetSmart? I mean, or like the Cincinnati Zoo.
I said just have deniability. Just try. Just don't even think
The
about
best
it.
thing I think you could do,
Just
and
let
what I
him
would do
go.
is just let him free.
Just
let
let
him
him
back
go.
into the wild. Obviously, a lot of those animals
They're not gonna make
have
it.
not been suited for
Yeah.
wildlife. You know,
Yeah.
like dogs and
Like,
cats.
and
They're
anything you're gonna find at
designed
a zoo,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not gonna be able to make it.
I think some will.
zoo?
I think some like tigers and
Probably.
lions could get back into the wildlife pretty easily.
It just depends.
but
where
more
you
just
are.
like certain dog breeds.
if you're
are
smack dab
not
in the middle of
meant
the
to be-
city, a lot of them aren't even gonna find their way out.
That's
Yeah,
into
that's
like
true.
woods or anything
Yeah.
like that. Even if the woods isn't their natural habitat, they could probably
You're
survive.
gonna see concrete
but-
your whole life and not
Yeah.
know what to do.
Yeah.
But like around here, like a pet store, like there's certain dog breeds that are not suited for wilderness
Uh-uh.
life. Like
All
they're
the small
they
dogs that people
yeah.
have are
they-
not doing anything.
they have
Well, a lot of them are
evolved to be
puppies, too.
inside.
Like a dog, like
Yeah,
pound
PetSmart.
dogs will be more suited like for release because they've obviously like there's a
been
reason they're in the
outside
pound.
and have been through tough
But like
stuff.
a pet store's got they're all young animals.
Yeah.
They're all young animals.
They could have little chihuahuas that
Right.
probably
Like
won't do
it's
the
not.
best
It's just not
trying to
gonna
go out
happen.
and hunt snakes.
I don't know. You ever seen Beverly Hills Chihuahuas? Have you seen the movie?
No,
It's
I don't think
Taking
so.
down like
It's a
German
pretty
shepherds or
cheesy-
something like
Actually, I
that.
think I
Yeah,
might
it's
have.
a pretty cheesy
Is it a bunch
kids
where
movie.
chihuahuas can like talk?
Yeah.
I
Bunch of
think I might
chihuahuas
have
and they
seen
can
that
talk,
actually.
And they group up with a giant German Shepherd police dog, and they just do crazy.
I think I
things.
have seen that. Yeah.
It's such a bad movie, but it's I don't know. It's not bad. It's so bad it's good. Almost.
Yeah. It's one of those
It
movies-
depends,
It's one,
yeah.
For me, it's one of those movies I saw when I was younger, and it has like that.
It's a really good
Like,
vacation.
I really
movie.
liked it.
It's a really good vacation movie.
Oh, yeah, when you're like driving to vacation. one of
Yeah,
those
when you're
movies.
driving down, or if you're like bored in some condo or hotel somewhere, that it's such a
I know
nice
that
one to
vibe.
It's
watch.
been too long. I can't remember like any of it. I just remember just chihuahuas that talk.
From what I remember of it is the one dog had an expensive diamond necklace that got stolen by like the cartel, and then there's a big dog fighting ring. And
Well, yeah. So one dog is like the pet. Her owners are like really rich, right? And then
Yeah.
the other dog, his owner is a
gardener.
gardener for that
For
rich
them.
family. So there's
They're
like
the
a
two
Romeo and
chihuahuas.
Juliet kind of disparity between them already. So like that's like the main like tension of the film, and then there's the action.
yeah,
A dog love story. Who wouldn't want to watch that?
Lady and the Tramp, third best Disney movie of all time.
You gotta love dog
it really?
movies. There's a lot of good dog movies.
Oh, I don't know. I
there's
like
a
it.
lot of really sad dog.
That
Always
is
good.
true.
A
Have you guys
Dog's
seen
Life.
Driving in the Rain? I think is what it's called.
I've never even heard
I've
of
never
that.
heard of it.
I think that's what it's called, but it's basically like I can't really talk about it too much because I haven't like watched it in full, but I've watched big parts and stuff. So basically, this dude owns a dog, and the dog like lives with him his whole life, and he's like it's told from the dog's perspective. So like the dog doesn't actually talk in the movie, but you like hear the dog's voice.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess like he's talking about how he's like like I love my owner or whatever,
Yeah.
and they talk about stories and how he does a bunch of good stuff, and he was the main character, not the dog, was a race car driver. He was a driver, that's why it's called like Driving in the Rain. They would love to take rides, and soon he got real old and died or whatever, but I forget like exactly how he knew, but the owner knew that somehow the dog was gonna get reborn into like another like I don't know how to say it, but like his soul was gonna get reborn or whatever. So he was sitting there, the dog died, and it's like 7 years later, where he's sitting at a race, the main character dude, he's sitting there at a race before a race, and then a fan comes up, and he's like, "Oh, my son is a huge fan. Could you sign stuff for him, whatever?" And he goes, "Yeah." He's like, "What's your name, kid?" And he says the name of the dog. I forget what his name
Oh my
is.
gosh.
It's definitely one that like if you're a little soft, it'll make you cry.
Are you-
Dang.
I feel like you're almost describing a dog's life.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, but
Because
he
I
wasn't
didn't-
reborn as a kid though.
No,
Oh,
a dog's
yeah.
life is dog, and then it's
Yeah, a dog's life
he's
is
still a
constantly
dog when he makes
reborn
it
as
to
a
his
dog.
original owner. I
Yes.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
this is
that-
And you said like the title came full circle in his story, so
Yeah.
it's got to be really
Yeah,
similar.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I've made that clarification, I think I more recognize Devin's film that he's discussing.
You know
Almost,
what's
because the
one dog film that like I thought would be really sad, but I liked, and that's another one I watched on vacation. Homeward Bound. Have you ever like seen Homeward Bound or like?
Is it similar to Because of Winn-Dixie?
Heck if
Or
I
have you
know.
never seen that?
Homeward Bound is like two dogs and a cat that like.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. It was The Art of Racing in the Rain.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
What's
Close.
a
So
dog?
I will see if I can.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah, he has his best friend, which is a dog that wants to be reincarnated into a human, and I forget what the dog's name is. It's 91% like the movie. It's I thought it was really good. The part I saw.
Oh yeah, just who can you see who plays
Enzo,
like, who?
that was Kevin.
Okay.
Kevin Costner, which I don't know whatever famous movies has he been in. He's a real famous actor. He's got a good voice, but it's
Oh.
Enzo. The dog's
Yeah,
name is
I don't
Enzo, and then dies 7 years later. And he goes, "What's your name, kid?" And he goes, "Enzo." And he looks up and he realizes like that's obviously dog reincarnated. But
That's
it
pretty cool.
it's a good movie.
I think the saddest dog movie by far is Marley and Me.
Yep, I know.
I've
that one.
never seen it.
Oh, don't.
Of course I know
Cry.
about it.
You'll just be sad.
Yeah. No, Homeward Bound was it. I'm pretty sure it ends happy. Like I'm fairly certain I remember this, but it's like I can't remember if they like went on vacation. Like the family went on vacation with like the animals, and then they like, got lost, or like some of that shenanigans happens. But either way, like two dogs and a cat all from the same family just like get lost, but they're all together, and it's like a journey through like a city and like a few towns and like suburbs and like just basically all around the place, and then they finally make their way back. But the whole time it's like they get hurt like so bad, and like you can all hear them talking, right? And it's like there's comedy in it. There's like really dramatic moments. It gets like really sad at sometimes when they like lose hope or like they can't find somebody or something like that. And then at the very end, like you don't even expect it almost. And then all of a sudden they just like cross a clearing and it's like, oh yeah, the house. Cool.
Dang.
But no, that's one that's happy.
Well, I thought of another sad one.
Oh, great.
Where the Red Fern Grows.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
classic.
that is a
That is a
classic.
sad one.
That is very sad.
That's a good movie.
The book makes it
The
so
book,
much worse.
I remember we read
It's a
the
good book,
It's
but
a
it
good-
makes
it's
it
a good
so
book.
much worse.
Because I feel like books you get really like if you're like reading. The
I mean, you
book
spend so much
slow,
time
yeah,
into
you
it, you
spend
get
so much
invested.
time, you get invested in the
Yeah.
book, and then it's always a tough ending.
And the personalities of those dogs is like just so much more like developed in the book
Yeah.
than it is in the movie. In the movie, they don't talk or anything like that. They don't in the book either, but like you don't really get a sense of their personality from the movie.
Yeah. The book is usually more descriptive.
Yeah.
They talk about like, because obviously in the movie there's not going to be a narrator that describes like it's
Yeah.
a big dog was strong. Like,
And there's a way you can't.
Yeah, like you
Force
see it, so you take it for granted almost.
Yeah, and like in a dog actor, like an actual dog, you can't force a personality onto. it.
Right, in a
Yeah.
book you can make a dog do a lot more crazy things,
Yeah.
or like you can get a lot more emotion out of a fictional dog than out of an actual actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got big readers here.
Mhm.
Trey, you like to read?
We were forced to
Used
read
to.
that book in English
Really?
class.
I never like to read.
Half the class
Still don't.
cried. It was a sad day.
Isaiah was one of them.
Almost. I was on the
was
verge,
out.
man. I was on the verge.
I don't know. I've always like reading something. I've always wanted to do more than what I do now.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, I don't read much, but when I do read, I get very developed and invested in what I am reading, and I like to enjoy it. So
It's really fun to read. Like reading as a class, obviously you're forced to, and like obviously that's why we bring up half the books we bring up. But like
but you can still enjoy the book.
it's so fun to enjoy a book on your own, and then like not even within class, but like develop like either like theories or your own opinions about the book and talk about it with other people.
Yeah.
Books are so fun.
I don't read much. I think the last book I probably read was Unbroken. I read that in like, I think it was 2 days. I read the entire book.
Oh my.
So we sat in class. It was so boring.
Yeah.
I got
Smash it
invested and it was so good. So I just read it and got her done real
Oh
quick.
my.
I didn't want to keep waiting for the entire class to.
That's true. That's something that we
It
learned.
takes so long.
We learned to do that a little too late in our class.
yeah.
Like they just kept getting spoiled and spoiled.
Yeah, we had a book recently.
It
spoiled,
was
but-
basically we fell victim to like time frames that we were
Yeah.
losing on, like getting ready for the exam or like something like that coming
yeah,
up.
which
So-
happens.
Yeah, but like so we had to like fill out worksheets that like we weren't completely ready for, so we only
Yeah,
answered like
just-
half the questions. But obviously we read the rest. Not good. I wish I just would have read ahead. Some of the books they're not ruined, but would have hit a lot harder.
Yeah. And the disparity of our chairs is like insane. I always have the best chair.
Yeah, 'cause that's not even our chair. That's my brother's work chair.
Yeah.
That
Oh, man.
you just swung over
Yeah,
here.
it's a straight up
I'm gonna
office
bring
chair.
my
It is a
gaming
nice
chair
one.
next time.
Isaiah has a chair that you would probably commonly find in the movie Insidious.
That's a dining room table.
It's
That's
horrific.
just a wooden one that goes to
Everyone
our
be quiet.
table.
Listen.
Yeah, listen.
When you
Here,
listen to
I'm,
this,
I'm
just
gonna
imagine-
move the mic a little bit.
Imagine it being pitch dark, and you wake up in the middle of the night and you see a shadowy figure in like a draped veil just swinging or like what is it, rocking in a chair. Just listen. Spooky, isn't it?
What is wrong with us? This is so weird. You could have just said, "Yeah, my chair's a little creaky."
But no, we had to get them fully developed.
It's
We-
called imagery, Devin.
We do have a lot of chairs though. Like we have gone through because I was like depending on who we have on here and how many people. Like right now in this area we have six chairs.
Honestly,
and I know
we
I
could
have
do it on
put
the
some
couch
away.
too. if
Yeah, I was
it's
about
I've
to say,
thought
we should
about
move
that,
that
but-
couch over.
If we set up like
we just
one
set
of
up
those
like
like
a
like
chair.
lazy dining tables or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like you set them up and you watch TV on them. Set that up right there and just have people sit.
I just don't know how the sound would be with us sitting on the couch, but we might have to try that.
Completely understandable.
But I
think this
guess
looks pretty well.
that wraps up our
Yeah, we
Our
might figure out the
episode.
seating situation by next episode. So.
yeah.
Okay.
But thank you guys so much for listening. This is Speaking Sporadically. Any closing comments?
Yeah, I have to say goodbye.
All right, bye.